Okay, all right. You've been through the water, you've been through the fire, but the Lord kept you, my friend. You've been through the water, you've been through the fire, but the good Lord kept you. You are alive today because He kept you. You are alive today because He kept you. He protected you. He did not fail you. He kept you alive. Wherever you are hearing the sound of my voice, I need you to understand that. You've been through the fire, you've been through the water. Even though you were written off, the Lord wrote you in. You were written off, but the Lord wrote you in. Tonight, I want to ask you, do you have values? I understand that today most of us, we are interested in our reputation. We love to keep our reputation. And so we love to please men in order to maintain our reputations. But do you know that your reputations cannot take you anywhere? What can sustain you, what can take you far is your character. And in order for you to have character, my dear friend, you must have what we call values. What are your value systems? You must have what we call values. If you don't have values, my dear friend, you ain't going anywhere. You are not going anywhere if you don't have values. Your values will determine your success. The things you value is what will determine your success. Your daily activities will define your values. What do you value most? I need you to take your time. If you can take pen and paper, you write down and prioritize them, the things that you value most in life. 1 up to 10, if you can arrange them. The ones that you value most, let them be 1, 2, 3. Write them down. The things you value most, and check them one by one. Which of those things defines your daily activity? Which of those things defines your daily routine? Which of those things makes you happy every day? And which of those things makes you fail or feels like a failure in every day? In order for you to be successful, my dear friend, you must have values. Your values will determine your success. A man without values is a man with failure. A man without values is a failure. Your values will determine your success. Your reputation cannot take you anywhere without your values, because your values are your character. Your values are defined in your character. Your character is your daily routine, the things that makes you happy, your behavior, your attitude, your emotions. Your values are determined by those things, and your value system is what defines your character. You want to be successful? Begin to check and work on your values. Even in the Bible, God values certain things. In the Bible, the people that God values most, He placed them. That is why He said, He chooses whom He chooses to bless. God chooses whom He chooses to bless. We are all made in His own image. Yet there are some of us that God's eye is always upon. He can decide that He wants to bless you today because He placed a certain value on you. There is a character in you that God places on you, There's a responsibility. Because of the values of God, not just everyone that He blesses. He told Abraham in Genesis chapter 22, verse 1 to 2, that your son that you love most, the underlying word is love. The one that Abraham loved, that is the one that Abraham loved. Remember, at that time, Abraham had 2 sons, Ishmael and Isaac. But God told him, your son that you love most, God can only test you with the very things that you value. Will you fail the test when the time comes? My dear friend, tonight, even as you have written down the things that you value most, I need you to begin to observe those things. Are they the very things that makes you happy? Can your success, can those things define your success? Can those things propel you to that greater height? You want to talk about all the businessmen that you know, the rich men that you know, the most successful engineers you know, the most successful doctors you know, the most successful medical, families you know, the most successful pastors or bishops that you know. The values that you have right now, can then lead you also to attain such successes redefine your value and your character. Your reputation is of no value to God. It is your character that God is after. It is your character. You can build a house by your reputation, but you cannot sustain that house. A home is made out of character and values, not reputation. My dear friend, let me leave you here tonight. I'll come your way again next week. God bless you. Shalom. Peace.